guys, welcome back to Clockwork Dandy Noodles for another breakdown of To Your Eternity Season 2, Episode 3. I have to admit, this was a very strong episode for me. Up until this point, I've enjoyed it, but I really enjoyed this episode. Before we get going, make sure you guys are subscribed. Very shortly this week, I'm bringing you my midway review. Top 3 anime so far. This is top 3 OPs, EDs, and I'm finally in a position where I feel confident to record. I can't wait to show you how I feel mid-season. What am I thinking? What shows are really catching my eye? Is there anything under the radar that I think you're missing out on? This is the video that you're going to want to check out to see what my thoughts are. Let's get straight to it because I really did enjoy this episode. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. The character Nikolai, or I'm going to call him Peach or Peachy, but even though that is technically my nickname, which is really weird. I have a friend who calls me Peachy and they are Cherry. Very weird calling him Peachy because I feel like I'm talking about myself. But we're going to call him Peachy because it's a nice nickname and he's a tasty peach. Before we get going as well with the peach thing, it's Zeke. It's Zeke Yeager from Attack on Titan, aka Dio. It's me, Dio. I don't know if this character counts as a JoJo reference, but everything is a JoJo reference, so I guess he is the JoJo reference. Let's get straight to it. So the possible implications of having a male descendant. We have been told that so far the rule was that they have to be female, and I do think it's something down to the ability to bear a child, because the male descendant acts very differently. He doesn't seem to just be like, Hayase said this, Hayase said that. He seems to be more into books and everything, and this is what I've been told, as opposed to I know this. With the female descendants, it seemed that Hayase was more in control. But the male descendant does have the thing in the arm still. Obviously, they didn't want a male descendant. They didn't really get a choice because the other one actually died before a chance happened. Is this going to be the end of the Hayase line? Which could be a very good thing. And I'm happy that it's worn itself out if that is the case. Male descendant does at one point offer to teach about the birds and the bees and have that talk with Fushi. However, as I said in the comments, I am demanding an awkward narrator chat. I need the narrator to take responsibility as a parent to Fushi to talk to him about the birds and the bees, and I want it to be awkward. So don't rob me, okay? Kahaku, do not rob me. I don't want it. As well as the Hayase thing, we've got a new enemy, and I'm going to make a Genshin meme right here. This is the Church of Bennett, the one character who I do actually use Bennett as my healer. If you are a Genshin Impact fan, me too. Bennett as my healer. I just quickly go flip in, flip out again. I just like Bennett, okay? He's funny. He's hilarious. Whenever we talk about the Church of Bennett now, it's going to be a Genshin meme for me. So the Church of Bennett believe that Fushi is a fake boob magnet. He's attracting the fake boobs, therefore people are dying. We don't want him around. He's the enemy of the people. They're not wrong, but at the moment we've been told that the fake boobs have lost interest in Fushi, so they're like, screw it. We don't want to be around him. He's boring. And they also see the fact that he's not fighting as a bad thing. They don't see Fushi as a good person. They don't like him. We do know the Guardians are technically fighting the Knockers, so I don't know if they view the Guardians in the same way, but they also tend not to like Guardians. We also get an update on time. It's 200 years now in the future. Wow, we have really just sped right through that one. I would also say at some points in the episode, especially a bit later on, it feels like we've jumped into the more medieval / Norman castle building era. The era of castles. The dresses themselves feel a little bit further forward, my friends. We finally have a home for us. A home for the Fushi fanboys and fangirls. Town, which basically worships Fushi. It's our home. We have finally found common people, my friends. To them, Fushi is a god. I mean, he pretty much appears as a god. He creates infinite money. He creates infinite food. He doesn't age. He can transform. Ticks most of the god boxes, so we can't deny he's not a god, even though he's technically not classified as a god because there's someone above him who's created him. But who knows? He's like a demigod. It's fine. Let's talk about Fushi taking on the female appearances. I like it. I do like it. However, when he took on the Rin appearance, I was starting to sweat a little because I was like, wait, we've got a male descendant who likes women. Fushi, can you not be Gugu or something? Just turn into Gugu or even the brother. No one knows who Gugu's brother is. He's nobody. But it gets worse. He turns into Perona, and Perona's pretty. I think Perona is pretty. Okay, I love Perona. She's gorgeous. Guardian fanboying over Fushi and getting these really weird orbs starting to appear. Is it because the fanboy basically loves him or liking him and starting to get affections for him? The reason why we're starting to get a bond appearing. So does Fushi not actually need to take a lead role in the bonds that he can take on? So is it possible if Kahaku dies, Fushi's going to turn into Kahaku and Hayase, because Hayase is in the arm. Oh dear, maybe Kahaku already has achieved what he's come to do anyway. It's it's time to have another face. And we have armor. Finally got some armor, showing us that we've really leveled up, showing us that this is really a different series entirely. This is new. This is a new time period altogether. We have Nikolai, the prince, the spoilt, rotten prince, who is apparently a tasty peach, and I'm going to call him Peachy because it's hilarious. And I love the fact that he only wants to talk about himself. It's like, oh no, we didn't ask, but you're going to talk about me. Let me tell you about me. I love the fact that the plan was to maybe catch the immortal or kill the immortal, but we can't kill immortal beings. That's a very pointless plan. Let's just kill the Guardians instead. Fushi does protect the Guardians. I think that's technically the right thing to do at this point because it's pointless killing them on his behalf because he doesn't even like the Guardians all that much. Once again, we end up in the same old cycle. Fushi gets captured, although it doesn't quite turn out to be the same as before in the first series. It's a different series entirely, so we can break the cycle, but he does get captured. It does feel like more he gave himself in. He was like, I'm going to choose to be captured this time around. He still initially takes on the form of Perona, even though they know it's him. But we do get a frightening factor this week via my boy Kenjiro coming in, the narrator. 13,000 people to the fake boobs. And sure, he does state that more people are dying to natural disasters. This number could be terrifying. We don't know how many people live in this world. I can presume it's millions, so 13k is nothing in that grand scheme. But it's still a chunk of people who are dying to a threat that, yes, we see people trying to combat, but it's still a threat that is definitely gonna be on the up. Especially with the way that they can infect more and more people. It feels like a zombie invasion, but a very slow zombie invasion. When we do get to see Zeke, our boy Dio, in action, he has these hallucinations. They call it these episodes. But I would love to know who he's actually hallucinating. What is he seeing? Why is he shadowboxing? Who is he telling to shoo? I want to know more about this because I love the character. I think he's great. I also love the fact that he's kind of an ally to Fushi. But I don't fully trust him. I think there's something a little bit suspicious going on and I'm not 100% buying it. But for now, I would like to know what he's actually seeing. What is he seeing during these episodes? He is the first living celebrity we have seen in the anime. We are told that Tonari was famous, but nothing like this. I love the microphones, the bird microphone recorder things, taking a parrot going, hey, record this, and then playing it back. I like that. It's such a primitive way of doing it, but it's also clever and creative, so I can't knock it. Fushi gets a new outfit, and all I can say is thanks. I hate it. I don't like the hair. I like the colour blue, but don't like the dress. Let's keep Fushi out of that one, but it does feel like we have definitely stepped into a different time period completely. Interestingly enough, everybody seems to know a lot about Fushi. They know all about the narrator. They know about the orb thing, and we're told that Tonari's diary is up for grabs. It's up for sale. It's the Guardians. The Guardians have stolen the diary. Obviously, that's something I'm not shocked about, but Fushi seems very shocked. He's angry. He's hurt by this fact. It's actually quite sad to see Kahaku say that I don't know anything about the past, and we know it probably wasn't him. But it's sad because he also seems very hurt. Because at this point, obviously, he's fanboying over this girl and he likes her. But my ancestors have done something that has really hurt you. I'm really sorry. When Fushi goes out angrily, is upset, really does fit into having these mood swings. I like it. That is also when we get to see Kahaku say, this is my fault. She ran away because of me. I love it. Having Fushi as a female for a little bit. It's nice to actually have the flip. I'm actually enjoying it because Fushi is an orb. Fushi doesn't really have a gender. So I like this fact. When I learned about the Zeke Yeager thing, I was literally just screaming at the screen, you bastard, you killed Erwin. So I had to hold down with Peachy thing because Zeke and Erwin, I'm never forgiving that. I'm never going to forgive that. But Peach, you're hilarious and I love it. But the Church of Bennett now has a face that we can all hate. Woohoo! We have a face that we can hate, so let's memorize this face. And the threat that will be back in the future, they're going to fulfill that. They're definitely going back in the future. I don't know how long in the future it's going to be, but they're coming back. We know they're coming back at some point. We do learn that Peach's dad doesn't want to have Peach on the throne. This is what could concern me, that Peach is going to maybe take some darker measures to try getting onto the throne. I am suspicious because obviously he's taken Fushi. Yeah, he wants to keep Fushi around, but I think it's more a gambit. I think he's going to keep him there because he wants the throne. And we also get to see the Peach calling his brother a snob because obviously the brother is in line for the throne, but he is not. The brother could end up turning evil. I don't know what happens when the brother hits the throne because we haven't really seen his promise to Fushi or anything. Peach can look after Fushi even if he's not a king or anything. I don't know how that's going to go, but it could be a war. I do sense a war maybe coming, maybe with this, and maybe Peach is going to turn really angry. Maybe he's got a second personality in there somewhere and it's not a good personality. But for now, he is the unexpected ally. He ends up offering an army to Fushi. If you want to save people, well, you're going to need an army to fight the knockers. I do like this because Fushi opens up to him, and sometimes it is complete strangers that sometimes it's easiest to talk to. Have you ever just met somebody who you don't really know and you end up telling them more than you think you really should have, or you just find yourself talking very easily to somebody you don't know? And sometimes it's the idea of not having any personal attachments to somebody that sometimes makes it easier, knowing that you're not going to see that person again, makes it easier just to talk. And I think I've had this once when I travelled alone on a plane. There was someone next to me and obviously I just started chatting to them. Complete stranger. Don't know who they were, they don't know me, but it was just fun to just be able to chat. So I really do like the point that Fushi is able to open up to a complete stranger. We do get the cold shivering warning of the narrator telling Fushi that if you just give up, you're just going to be reborn again. You can't give up. I don't want Fushi to give up. Fushi, you can't just give up because another person dies. More people are going to die even if you just give up. I like the fact that he serves as a bit of a cold reminder there. As we've got Peachy vowing to make a new world over the top of the same thing, maybe Fushi has been captured by the best person because he's going to gain an army, he's going to gain maybe a new outlook on the world. I also see Peach as that stupid, confident person, maybe being a very good figure for Fushi to learn about confidence. And I think maybe having some confidence, maybe learning from an outgoing character like him, is going to be very good for Fushi. An extrovert like himself could have something to give to Fushi. Maybe Fushi's going to come out of this one being positive, being strong, being, okay, fine, you know, people are going to die, but maybe this is the turning point. I see this as a very good alliance to make. So I really enjoyed this week's episode. I thought there was a lot to give. I thought the world's starting to opening up. We're starting to get a bit more of the church going on, and the idea that the Guardians want to have all three of them getting on at some point. Maybe that's a bit of a weird one for those guys, but who knows? There is a lot going on. There's new characters finally for us to delve into and get excited about. Peachy just stands out. He's an extrovert. He is just that extra, and I like him for that. Absolutely love this week's episode. Really enjoyed it. I hope you guys too are enjoying yourselves. If you are hearing random bangs, it is still fireworks season. Lots of fireworks over here, so I apologise. I don't think they show up on the videos though. I did yesterday and it was actually fireworks night anyway. I didn't hear anything, so you guys probably can't hear any fireworks, so that's good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I really enjoyed it too. Make sure you guys are looking after yourselves. You are my Pain Train family and I love you. Have a good day, guys. Bye bye.